Today I'm going to make for you a really great treat. These are my oatmeal bars, and today I'm using cherry preserves, but you can use any kind of preserves or even just chocolate to make these. These are so delicious. They're really healthy for you. They're very easy. They come together with basic pantry items. You don't need anything special. You don't need any special equipment. Um, and they're a great breakfast treat or even a after school snack, because this with a glass of milk or a cup of tea is just delicious. And it's filling because of the oats. It's very filling. So just a small bar. It's a really good snack, a hearty snack, and it's portable. Like you can take it with you. So come along as we make my oatmeal bars with cherry preserves. So to make these bars, I need 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour. So this is 1 cup and then another half cup. 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour. I have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I have half a teaspoon of baking soda. And then I have 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So that's my dry mixture. And then for my wet mixture, I need 1 cup of brown sugar. I need 1 stick of butter or half a cup, 1 egg, and then I also need vanilla. I need any flavored jam, about half cup to 1 cup, and then I need 2 cups of oats. Here I'm using sprouted rolled oats, but any regular oats is fine. And then I also like to add some chocolate, so I'm also going to add some mini semi-sweet chocolate. You can use regular chocolate chips. It doesn't matter. Any chocolate chip will do, and that's optional. You don't even have to put chocolate chip. So the first thing we're going to do is cream our sugar and our butter. So I'm going to, this is almost room temperature, but it's not there yet. So I'm gonna just put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds so that it becomes nice and soft. And then I'm gonna cream my butter and brown sugar. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cream this butter and sugar together. Now, when you're doing this step, it's really important to put this in a big bowl so that your sugar butter mixer doesn't go all over the kitchen counter. So I'm gonna put the video down because it's kind of hard to do it with one hand. And then I'll mix this together and then come right back. So you want the butter and the sugar to incorporate really well. So I did this for about a minute. So the sugar and butter, and again, this was 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 stick of unsalted butter. If you only have salted butter, then that's fine to use, but then skip the salt in the flour mixture. So to this, I'm going to add 1 egg and about 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. So here's my 1 egg and my 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla, and I'm going to blend this so that it gets all incorporated. So I mixed it for about 30 seconds, and now the egg and vanilla have been incorporated well. So I'm going to go ahead and add my flour mixture. Now, because I want my flour and my cinnamon, baking soda and salt all to incorporate nicely, and so that I don't have like one side of cinnamon and one side of baking soda, what I'm gonna do is put everything, all of it, in this sieve and then shift it over the sugar butter mixer. And this is what I mean when I said put everything in there. And then now I'm just going to add this. So now when I do this, everything gets incorporated nicely. Now, if you don't have this sieve, that's okay. Just make sure you blend everything, all the dry ingredients well, before adding it to the sugar and butter mixer. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish adding the flour. So when I do it this way, you can see that the flour mixture is really nice and smooth. There are no lumps there, and the cinnamon and the baking soda and the salt has incorporated nicely. Now I'm just gonna very lightly blend this, and be careful again when you do this so that the flour doesn't go all over the counter. Okay, so at this point, you see it's just slightly incorporated, but we still can see the flour. At this point, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of oats. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that, and then I'll add about 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. Okay, so I have 1.5 cup of rolled oats, and I have 1/2 cup of mini chocolate chips. You can use any kind of chocolate chips. If you don't have chocolate chips and you definitely would like to add chocolate, you can just take up a chocolate bar and cut into little slivers and add that. Or if you don't want chocolate, you can leave it all together. I also, the reason I like to use chocolate is I love the combination of chocolate with the fruit. And today I'm making cherry bars. So cherry and chocolate go really well together. I've also made, when I have strawberry preserves or raspberry preserves, and that too goes really well with chocolate. So that's why I love using a little bit of chocolate in this mixture. So I'm gonna go ahead and I don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and take all of this, make sure it goes all in the bowl, and then mix everything with a spatula. Okay, as you can see, I've incorporated all the oats and chocolate chips into the sugar and flour mixture. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to layer this in a pan. So here I have about an 8-inch square, and to make it easy and easy cleanup, instead of putting the flour mixture directly in the pan, I'm gonna just line it with parchment paper and make it inside the parchment paper, so then it's very easy cleanup and I don't have to grease the pan or anything else. So no need to even line or do anything fancy with this parchment paper. I just kind of put it on top. I'm gonna take 2/3 of my mixture and put it at the bottom of the baking sheet. So once you put this in the pan, so I take in about 2/3, I still have 1/3 in the pan. And all you do is just with your hand, just spread it so that it makes a nice thin layer in the baking pan. Okay, so as you can see, I've kind of spread all the base mixture into a nice little square. And then don't worry about the edges. Once it's baking, it'll all even out. Now on top of this, I'm gonna go ahead and spread my jam. In this case, I have cherry jam. And it doesn't matter how much you spread. I think I have about 1/2 cup. If you had more, it would make a thicker jam layer. If you have less, it's going to make a thinner jam layer. So this is how much I have. It's about 1/2 cup. So that's what I'm gonna spread on top of this mixture. And I still remember I have saved 1/3 of that mixture to put it on top. And I'm just gonna take my knife and then just spread it until it covers all the edges. Okay, so I have it nice and covered. Now it would have been better if I had a little bit more jam, but this is all I had today, so that's okay. But if I had a little bit more, then that jam layer would be a little thicker and you would taste that more, but that's okay. Now, the remaining dough that you have, all you're going to do is take that dough, this one, and then just crumble it on top of it. We're not pressing or anything, we're just going to kind of crumble it. And actually, you know, I think I'm gonna add some sliced almonds to it. I think that would taste nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and add about 1/2 cup of sliced almonds. You don't have to, it's optional, but I think I like the idea of cherry and almonds. So I'm gonna go ahead and add 1/2 cup of sliced almonds. And that's pretty much it. So just make sure you cover all of the area of the jam, and this is going to even out when it bakes. The butter is going to melt, and in turn it's going to make it nice and smooth. So again, very easy recipe, super healthy. We have so much oats in there. We have nice cherry preserves, we have almonds, flour, cinnamon, egg, butter. So it's a treat, but it also has some good nutrition values. So it's a nice snack with a cold glass of milk. So let's go ahead and bake this for about 25 minutes in a preheated 350-degree oven. So my oven's already hot, and I'm gonna bake this now for about 25 minutes. It's about 25 minutes, and I took it out of the oven, and it looks a little bit still jiggly. So I'm gonna go ahead and bake for 5 more minutes, and then it's done. But it looks amazing. Can't wait to try this. Okay, and it is now perfectly baked. So I baked this for about 30 minutes. It looks amazing. I'm gonna let it cool thoroughly, and then we'll cut it into bars. Okay, the bars have cooled down sufficiently, so now we're gonna just pick up this, put it on the counter, and using a sharp knife, we're gonna cut these into bars. And that's the whole reason why I use parchment paper, because it's so easy and there's no cleanup. And it's really as easy as that. My pan is just, I just need to rinse it. It's clean. And here it is. And let's go ahead and cut these into bars. Here are our bars. They look delicious, and with a glass of milk, they are unbelievable. So please make them. They're very easy, made with all pantry ingredients. There was nothing special that was needed, no special equipment. So I hope you enjoy baking these jammy oatmeal bars. Please don't forget to share and subscribe to Falguni Reviews. And I really hope you enjoy baking these bars.